This is the result for the reverse part. We improved the create user form and it look nice, easy for read, easy for understand now. Okay, so this part we will continue improve the user service. You can see that here we get the list of the user and we get the user by the user IDs. They are mostly the same, with 99% the same. Only different is we append the user IDs, but we duplicate a shortcut here. This will increase the many problem related to the potential issue in the future or the maintenance this shortcuts in the future. So let's try to improve this. Okay, so we can see that mostly the communication between the client and the server, now we use the RESTful web service. And you can see that on the client side we use the HTTP provider. We make the REST call to the remote RESTful web service. So let's define we have the let's define the REST connector will have us communicate with the RESTful web service, so we can reduce the duplication in the cost. This method I can improve like this: return this connector. Yes. Okay, I will pass in the URIs. Okay, and I can delete this. You can see I have many duplication code and I can replace with this code. It is really easy. I remove the duplication in the shortcuts. Okay, so I need to inject arrest. Okay, this. Okay, declare the variable connector. Okay, so with REST connector, the connector we can use in multiple modules, so we will define from the share module. So let's import from share. This is the provider, so I have the provider folder, connector, and REST. Okay, let's create. Go to the share module. Firstly, we need to define it here. Okay, and import from the provider connector REST connector. Okay, provider connector Typescript. So we only need to export class REST connector. Okay, it's simple like this, and we go to the user service. Okay, and we need to define the get methods. Publish get promise any. Okay, and we pass in the URIs we want to call to. So I copy the shortcut here. Okay, I use so you can see that inside the REST connector we will reuse the HTTP provider and make the call to the remote REST API. I also inject HTTP HTTP private HTTP. Okay. Uh, we also need to import the header from HTTP module also. Okay, I'm done. And let's review again. I have the REST connector, REST, yes, and the share module. I already defined this as the providers and device here. You can see that I ingest the HTTP provider, so I need to define this ingest table. Okay, let's run and okay, let's refresh the base. Okay, refresh the web page. Let me create one new user, class name and username and create. Yes, you can see that now I can get the list of the user from the remote web service. Continue to improve another method. I get the user by the ID. I can remove all of those and return this connector. Yes, okay, it's simple. Okay, so for the self we call to the push. So uh, this connector push uh, we push to the URIs with the data update request. Okay, and I can remove all of them. So I need to go to the REST connector and define the push methods. Push and data. Okay, and we use the push here, and we also specify the data. Okay, it's really simple. Okay, I'm sorry, return. Okay, and for create a new user we also do the same, but this is we use post return. This connector post to the remote URIs with the data request. Okay, so I also need to do the same with push copies pass. Okay, pass. Okay, so you can see the user service class now is look very nice to see. It's so easy to read, easy to understand, and maintainable cause with less potential issue. Okay, I can remove HTTPs. So, okay. So from now I can use the REST connector for all the communication with the remote web service. So let's try. Uh, let's compile and run again. Okay, let's refresh the base, and let me create a new user one, last name one, and username one, and save. Oh, you can see here the user one last, and I try to edit 2222 and save. Oh, you can see here. So the function work normally. Okay, I can complete improve the user service, but okay, so until now you can see we have we make the user service look nicer, we can complete it now. But there are some potential issue I want to talk to you. As I told you that the REST connector will take responsibility for the communication between the client and the server inside the application. So it can be used for 100 times or 1000 times. Yes, no problem inside the app. So let's try to see. Currently, I only use the REST connector inside the securities. Let's try to use it from the setting. This is the potential issue I want to raise you and let you understand. This is the potential because currently the REST connector still work well with this because it is the stateless service. I mean that the REST connector did not store the information, so it is okay for now. But for some service you expect it work as the singleton service, this will create a problem for you. So I want you understand about this case. Let's see. Let's use the REST connector inside the setting module. I have the connector. Okay, and this is from app setting page. Okay, and REST. Yes, no problem for me. What I need is REST connector. Okay, and no, we do not need the supper here. And we need to in the setting module we need to include the share module. Okay, it's no problem. I go to the REST connector. Okay, and I will define various status as instant number of instant. Okay, number 0. Okay, so it means, so now for every time the new instance of the REST connector creates, I will increase the number of the instance by 1. REST connector number of instance. Okay, equal okay, REST connector numbers. Okay, REST connector number of instance. So it means that when I firstly create the REST connector, the number will be 1. And I continue create a new instance of the REST connector, the number of the instance will be 2. And continue increase. Okay, so let's I compile and run again. I will show the control log. I will show the debug tool for you. Okay. Okay, done. Let me clear and let me refresh the browser. REST connector number 1 is okay. Okay, right? But now let me navigate to the setting module. Oh, I'm sorry. I forget to import. The HTTP module. The REST connector still work well with the security module because we define it here. We have includes the HTTP module here, but we did not include from the setting module. This is why we raise we receive the error. We can fix this by import the HTTP module here, or we import here, but this is the suggested way. We need to import in a share module. Okay, let's refresh. Is number 1, and click on this, you can see number 2. So it means that the REST connector will create the new instance, and the first instance create and assign for the security module, and the second instance create for the setting module. If you want to share the data inside your application, this will create a potential issue because you can set the data from the security module and you can get that data from the setting module, and you did not receive the value you want. So to fix this, the first option is we need to define something like this. Okay, to fix this, we can do something like this. We should not define the provider here, and we will define the new module. Okay, import HTTP module and provider REST connector, export class share provider. Okay, that's all. You need to go to the layout. This is the first module and import it here. Okay, and we can remove all the reference in this. We go to a security module, yes, a setting module, yes. So compile and run again. Let me refresh. Okay, it's the number 1, and I will continue click on the app setting. You can see that we only have the REST connector number 1. The second connector did not create. Okay, so you can see why it works like that. Okay, so let's review a little bit. We have the default layout. This works as the parent module for the security and assessing module. Okay, so when we import the share provider here, and so it means that the default layout will understand the REST connector for us. Okay, so when the security module were logged, we are using the lazy logging for the Angular module. So when the system create the security module, it will reuse the same provider inside its parents module, and it's work the same as the setting. So it means that the security module and the setting module will reuse the existing provider from the default layout module. Yes, so that is why we only have one instance for the REST connector. Okay, so let's come back a little bit. But what happened before when I did not have this? Okay, before when I define the REST connector as the provider inside the share module like this. Okay, when the security module create, you can see that the security module import the share module, and we also know that inside the share module we have the REST connector provider there. So the So the security module will create a new instance of the REST connector for itself. So it means that when the security module it will create the new instance of the provider from the share module, including the REST connector. Okay. Okay. And it occurs the same for the testing module. We also import the share module and then inside the share module also define the REST connector provider. So it will create a new instance for this provider. So this is the reason why when we define the REST connector as the provider for the share module, the system will create multiple instance, for the REST connector. So if your application has the 50 module, the REST connector will create 50 times. Yeah. So there is another way to fix this. We need to remove this, and we define here. Okay, and we import this to the root ng module. This is where the default layout in this case work as the root ng module. Or we have another option. We can define here. This look like status for root. Okay. Okay, the result is okay, and we need to return an object with the property ng module. Okay, and this is a share module. And the provider, we will attach the REST provider, REST connector. Okay, we will delete this. Okay, and we also have the for child. We have for roots and for child. Okay, we will define the empty. Okay, so we go to the roots ng module. We okay, for roots. Okay, and we go to the security module. In this case, we will define for child. And go to the setting for child also. For child. Okay. Okay. Compile and let me refresh the browser. Okay, so you can see this is the REST connector number 1, and I go to the user. No, it did not create a new instance. So we only have one instance for the REST connector. So you can see I only have one instance. Okay. Okay, now let's review again what we did in this part. We define the new REST connector and remove the duplication code inside the user service by define the new REST connector like this. Okay, and we also learn how to share the provider from the share module to another module inside the app. Okay, so this can help you avoid the potential issue. Okay.